Hey, ignore the giant Among Us thing behind me. We got some business to talk about. You see, I've had a problem for a while that I haven't really figured out a way to get around. And the problem is that I can't sing for the life of me. You see, I wasn't really born with an innate talent to sing. And while I could go about learning and putting myself through the training and doing what all these professionals do where they take hours out of their day to learn how to get better at something, I decided that I could simply take the cheap way out. I took a lot of inspiration from those different AI voice covers. I'm sure you've seen them, they've been popping up everywhere. So I was thinking to myself, if they can make those people sing, what's to stop me from making my own voice model? Not just a voice model. You see, if we just made a voice model, it would be something simple like a click and process thing. No, for this, I want to make an actual version of me that is able to sing. And so how would we do this? Well, we would need to build the AI version of me. And then from there, we would need to be able to actually take in a voice model, train the AI to sound like me, and then after all of that's done, train it to sing like me. Oh yeah, and to add one more requirement, we're making it so you don't have to spend a single dollar on this. And of course, all this is done so I just don't have to put in the effort to learn how to sing like a normal person. Alright, now that I've been kicked out, Alright, so here's how we're gonna do it. First, we need to build the actual AI itself, because that's pretty much the whole focal point of this entire thing. Now, luckily for us, there's alternatives with AI. Alright, so listen, I'm only giving myself 1 minute to actually explain this because if I try to explain it any other way, it's going to act really boring and really dumb. Okay, so, what we have here, right, in the code itself, we have all these different libraries. Don't ask what any of them do, I don't really know, I just kind of plug them in and they kind of just work. Well, don't pay attention to the down here we have the wait words, got a lot that is basically added all together, really cool, really awesome. So right now we have the wait words, if basically saying we have wait words, we're going to use the Tortise library, which is going to play the audio, which is basically going to play the audio effect, whatever the sound file itself, so it's going to then go to the OS because it's too lazy to actually connect the code. It's going to input some different OS commands. This is the second one because it's giving me errors, and I was too lazy to actually fix the first one, so I just threw the second one up because it does this twice. Once for asking the question, once for giving the actual response. That's there. We also have the stop the screen. Fucking what? This is stop the screen. Down here is everything's going to listen for the actual wait with. This is the video for actually Nick. You got it. And that's all there is to it. And you might be wondering why I'm using a custom voice compared to a generic like Siri voice. Well, it's to avoid scenarios that are kind of like this. Hey Siri, how do I make a hamburger?
It's a burger, cheese, and buns, you idiot.
Oh, compared to something like this. Hey Nick, how do I make a hamburger? Stop asking about food, you're so fat. Well, so are you. Oh. Okay, so at this point, we're actually able to have an AI which can understand what we're saying, process it, get what we want, and then speak back to us in a response. And the next logical step would be to think, how would I make this thing sing, right? Well, instead I decided to take a break and go to open source. Welcome, one and all, to Open Sauce's convention narrating thing time, place, and Nick, talking about open source and the project. Now, if you don't know what open source is, it's a large convention largely responsible to this guy, but also all the creators that demoed there at the time. And while I was there, I not only saw, but talked to many important characters and people. Talented people like this that made things like RCV-project. And while I don't know much about those talented people, or the fact that I may not ever know considering their GitHub page looks something like this, their project allowed me to easily absorb their code into my own like some kind of weird freaky abomination. RCV-project allows the user to control the code through a web-based browser but also through the terminals. These terminals that can have terminal codes attributed through my code that can get access to their code. And ignoring the fact that it completely overrides my voice module system that I had before, limiting it from not singing but only talking, it allows me to use my voice module into any other song given the vocals to it. And much like OpenSauce, by itself, it is truly spectacular. But, with every piece put together and combined, it makes something truly one of a kind. Hey, Okay, so at this point, I kind of realized that the video is really fast-paced. And realistically, this video is about a project that I did where I built AI that is able to sound like me, and then subversely I can tell it to learn a song in which it will use another program to actually learn how to sing the song, translate the model, sing the model for me, right? But none of this would have been possible without these different people on the internet being able to teach me how to do these things. Specifically these people right here. So if you do have time, go check them out. They are really useful and really amazing things. And also going off the whole open source thing, I also want to say that it was really inspiring seeing so many people who actually had some kind of goal in mind and went for it and made it. And I was talking to a lot of them, and they were talking about just either making it for the heck of it, making it for YouTube to try to get like popular, or even just making it for the event itself because they just basically had a fuck it mentality. And that's something that's really cool about engineering. So I guess my main point is saying, if you guys want to build something, then go for it. There's plenty of resources out there. And don't sell yourself short. That's pretty much all I have to say. Just don't sell yourself short. And now that the program's all done, I think that there is still something that I needed to do that I have delayed for about a year now. So, with that being said, hey Nick, please sing Baka Mitai.
Baka mitai kodomo nano ne, yume wo ootte kizu tsuite, uso ga heta na kusei ni wadaedai egao o miseta. I love you ろくに言わない、口下手でほんまに不器用なのにどうしてさよならは言えたの。ダメダメダメよダメなのよ、あんたが好きで好きすぎて、どれだけ強いお酒でも歪まない思い出がバカみたい